So you may remember these as the game sliders I was using to help out the CPU in the last video because it was feeling a little bit too easy. I actually end up bumping these even more in favor of the CPU as this video goes along against these games with the Wizards. So interpret that as you wish. We need an intro to set up this game 3. This one seems pretty okay. We got that's not Willie Hernan-Gomez at all. What am I talking about? Terrence Ferguson getting mauled by Marcin Gortat. Markieff Morris looking good. No way in hell Frank Ntilikina can do that. He was staring at the rim. Has Frank dunked once for us? I mean, I'm sure the dude can get up there, but definitely not to that degree. So, I don't know, props to 2K for making Ntilikina look good, but it's a 2-0 series, and we have a chance to put this thing away. Tied at 89 all. That was a pretty damn good play. Get Otto Porter cutting to the rim. I have no idea if he actually cuts to the rim. He might have just been standing there. Tim Hardaway Jr. And the reason why I'm having Hardaway set the screen here, by the way, that was a bad shot. I had Porzingis wide open. The reason why I'm having Hardaway handle the ball is because if Ntilikina does it, then I'm dealing with John Wall, and John Wall's a way better defender than Bradley Beal is. So Beal does not have anywhere as much resistance as Wall would on those pick and rolls. And Frank the Tank, or French Frank, just got posterized by Beal on that one. He must have heard me disrespecting him about his defense, so then he decided to dunk on us instead. Porzingis has 2 points, because I simulate these up to the fourth quarter when I don't want to play the entire game. And that's the reason why Porzingis doesn't average 30 points a game, because for whatever reason, he'll end up with 2 points in a fourth quarter. But he does whatever the hell he just did on that one, so that was good. You'll notice I'm leaving Markieff Morris open, and I'm going with Porzingis to bring that extra help defense. That was the game plan to open this thing up. You know, you got to leave the not as good shooters open, and if they can find a way to kill you, then good for them. But I'm not going to allow Wall and Beal to attack inside. There is that dreaded, non-existent Washington Wizards help defense once again. I think I said defense really weird there. Might have been a voice crack. I think the sliders that I use, nice shot by Beal, I think putting the help defense strength at 100 might actually confuse the CPU and have them do something dumb, similar to that turnover I just had, rather than have them actually bring extra defenders. So I'm still messing around with those, and I do hope the Wizards respond to it. This was the weirdest layup ever, which apparently does not count. It went underneath the basket, went back in, so I guess they're not going to give Ntilikina that one. These are 2 big free throws. 2 minutes left, on the road, down 1 point, in his second season. Ntilikina's free throws are actually not as good as I would like them to be, but if you get a good release on them, you have at least a decent enough chance of them dropping. 72%, but he still nails both. How is Washington going to respond off of that one? John Wall's favorite thing to do in 2K18 is pull up mid-range jumpers, which I'm very happy when he attempts, because it means he's not attacking the basket, which of course is his strong suit. I don't know exactly what the first 10 seconds of this play were meant for by the Wizards, but eventually Wall just kind of barrels his way in there. Gortat was chilling around the rim, which means the spacing was not the best. Worked out for us because I could bring help with DeAndre Ayton, but Wall got to the free throw line anyway. Luckily for us, he misses 1. Can we give some credit to Norman Powell, who never shoots the ball in these situations, because I just never ask him to, but he just plays good defense for us and doesn't do anything wrong, is the best way to put it. In before Bradley Beal hits a buzzer beater or something. You don't know, that might happen. Good defense by the Wizards on this one, but DeAndre freaking Ayton. This is why I love this guy. Don't have to call any plays for him. Can have him do a quick little screen, go to the basket. If he's open, he'll finish it. If not, he grabs offensive rebounds. I love the guy. Brought the help defense with Porzingis, but Wall finishes over us that time anyway. A minute left. Tie game. The money play we go to is something with Porzingis, is the best way to put it. I actually want to see if Markieff Morris can defend him coming off of some screens. Morris actually did a decent job of recovering, because initially Porzingis had a lot of space there. But when you have a 7-foot unicorn, sometimes you just make it in anyway. Zinger's done that a few times now. He had that shot against San Antonio where I mean, we should have lost that game, and then he hit just a crazy shot over LaMarcus Aldridge. Down 1, 20 seconds left. Are we going to get a Scott Brooks play here? That play was kind of Scott Brooksy. Not really a plan, just kind of figure it out. So we got a chance to go up 3-0 now. And I want to think about now, because apparently all of our free throws are going to go in. I want to think about, what should the Wizards run? Well, the first thing I have to do is put an all-defensive team in the game, so Hardaway, you're out. Dorian Finney-Smith is coming in. Trying to get as many good defenders as well as a lot of size out there as we can to, we just need to lock in for one possession, basically. And if I'm not mistaken, this play gets pretty nuts pretty quickly. Okay, Otto Porter in the corner, not exactly the best way to start it. Wall with a three-pointer in his face. You know what we just got a taste of? The CPU cheese. The offensive rebound goes right to Gortat. John Wall's wide open. You know what? I'm okay with it, because on Superstar difficulty, it doesn't happen too often, so I'm not freaking out all the time. Okay, here was my rationale. I took DeAndre Ayton out of the game because I just wanted as many shooters in there as possible. I think I disagree with my past self, because Ayton could potentially grab an offensive board. There's enough time for him to potentially do that, and now I'm just scared out of my mind. Luckily, it's our ball, but I think I should have had DeAndre Ayton in the game here because, the initial shot going in would be great, but having a potential offensive rebound. Anyway, we're going to Porzingis, and you know what Zinger does? He pulls a Patrick Ewing, and he misses a bunny layup that could have won us the damn game. Washington escapes into overtime, and now Ayton's back in the game, luckily. I do applaud myself on remembering to make these quick little switches with lineups, putting a defensive team in. My goodness, DeAndre Ayton. See, he was angry. He was really angry that I did not have him in there at the end of the game, so he blocks John Wall's dunk. DeAndre Ayton, man, what a pickup. I'm shocked that he fell down to us in the draft, and that is an example right there of what I'm talking about when I say putting the help defense strength all the way up for the CPU. I think it just leads to them trapping on every single screen, and then as a result, they just don't play good defense. Now, as far as why they don't help off of shooters, I don't know, but what are you going to do? Otto Porter with the most aggressive shot I've ever seen him take, because usually he just scores off of John Wall creating, and I think Porzingis has scored every single time for this video at this point. Maybe Hardaway got one off of a really bad shot I took. We got Gortat on a switch, but I really should have called an isolation with Porzingis there because DeAndre Ayton did not know to not get in the way. But we still got to the free throw line, which is better than nothing, as the Zinger is just impossible to defend for the Wizards pretty much. Up 5 points, minute left. The Hardaway DeAndre Ayton screen and roll, it actually wasn't the best right there. I think I could have gotten it to Ayton significantly earlier, but I didn't. The play is broken down. It's time to call an isolation with Hardaway, see if Bradley Beal can defend me. That he cannot. Gortat actually does provide help, but there you go. The beauty of Hardaway's playmaking, even though I'm the one who made the play there, so maybe I should be giving myself credit, but whatever. A 3-0 lead. That's pretty good, right? Now I could just show you the conclusion of the series, but for all you know, the Wizards are going to put on some crazy comeback. And given the CPU just loving to do weird things, it is possible that could happen. I do make an adjustment to the game sliders for this game 4. There's 5 seconds left. Why the hell am I showing you only the last 5 seconds when we're down 3 points? Maybe because something significant happens. Maybe we just lose the game. I don't know. I do know, but I'm not going to tell you what happens, of course. 3 points. You know we got to do something with Porzingis. I mean, that's just a given. He's got Trevor Booker on him, who could be a better defender than Markieff Morris. You got to be kidding me. Porzingis is just a freaking god. Has he missed a single shot this entire video? First game, this game? This wasn't even the best release. I actually shot this way too early. But, hey man, you know what? Thank you, Phil Jackson, for not trading Porzingis. And thank you, James Dolan, for firing Phil Jackson before he traded Porzingis. Also, Zinger's at center here because I needed another mobile defender. And there we go. We're going to overtime once again with the Wizards season on the line. I mean, it's 3-0 series. Like, the Wiz could just pack it in at this point. I kind of wish they would, but they won't. Some extra defense there. DeAndre Ayton's open. How perfect of a combination is Ayton and Porzingis? This is what I did with the sliders. Or actually, what I did with the Wizards game plan. And I think I might have to do this moving forward. I have to tell the other team how to defend us. Because the problem is they just don't do anything. Like, if I beat one guy initially, then it's already over. And I'm tired of it like being like that. Like, I want there to be at least somewhat of a challenge, and it's kind of annoying when the CPU just doesn't make smart decisions defensively. And you'll see on this possession, I believe, the effect is actually felt because they don't just give up the moment the initial motion like worked out in our favor. Like, watch what happens here. Gortat just brings help, and then I have to pass it to Ayton, and then he forces up a bad shot. Like, that's what's supposed to be happening, and I hope in the series moving forward, if we win this game, you don't know that for a fact, although it's safe to assume we do, you know, it'd be nice if the CPU just plays smarter defense on us anyway. Bradley Beal with like 3 defenders on him, there you go, we win round 1 in a sweep. We have not lost a game that I've played yet, although we have had definitely a few close calls, a couple of them in this game right here. Who do we have in round 2? Of course, it's the Cavaliers. It has to be the team that we play every single time I do an Eastern Conference MyGM series, because LeBron James, no matter how old he gets, remains amazing at a 98 overall. So we got LeBron and the Cavs round 2. Should be pretty fun, I guess.